4,000 years ago, humans living in the area we now call China cohabited with wild elephants, which roamed in large herds across the land where Beijing stands today. By the Tang Dynasty, China's elephants, driven toward more hospitable conditions by human predation and climate shifts, had retreated south to the area of Shanghai and Nanjing. There, flocks of green parrots were recorded populous enough to darken the sky as they descended. As late as the 16th century, the hill country of Jiangxi province still had virgin forest. It had deer grazing and tigers that roamed the landscape. Well, the elephants, the parrots, the Jiangxi tigers, they're all gone, now joined by the Yangtze River's famous and most recently extinct white dolphin. Pressure on China's natural environment began as early as the first millennium BCE with the transformation to settled farming and an economy based on agriculture. Forests were cleared for the farmland and grasslands were converted into agricultural fields. Massive irrigation projects, infrastructure even then, were undertaken. Consider the case of the Yellow River, the second longest river in China, the sixth longest in the world. The river called Huang, or yellow, is because of the massive amounts of suspended loose soil in its waters. But it was once known simply as the river. And perhaps it wasn't until the Han Dynasty that the river began to acquire its now defining color as a result of the conversion of grasslands to farm, the felling of huge timber reserves for the purpose of building capital cities, and the resulting erosion of the soil. The single greatest strain on China's environment historically comes simply from the sheer number of people living on the land. In pre-modern times, the striking difference between China's population and that of Europe was that in China the population was not so much concentrated in the great cities, but living in growing clusters throughout the land. As we have seen, for every one person living in China in 1400, there were 5 or 6 in 1840. During the so-called long 18th century alone, an unusually stable and peaceful period under the rule of the great Qing emperors Kangxi, Yongzheng, and Qianlong, the empire's population increased from 100 million to an estimated 320 million. This enormous growth of population, which would be doubled by 1950 and then doubled again by the year 2000, has transformed China more than any other factor. And today, with the population heading toward 1.4 billion, it remains China's greatest challenge. The environmental costs of so many people on a limited amount of land were immense, and they continue today. The ecological nightmare of the contemporary landscape in northern and north-central China is the direct result of such long-standing and enduring population pressure for which it is difficult to imagine any easy remedy.